is exactly the moment that these two teams were constructed for here, to be able to push through some of the toughest competition available here on the global stage. You got Gen G on one side looking to see if they could very well move forward in this competition, hold the fort for Pacific. Meanwhile, for G2 Esports, still looking for a trophy. And let's see what we got from the agent select here, Mimi.
I'm again looking at these rookie players from Gen G. Ash coming in just this season. Karon and Foxy, they've been at Globals before, but Foxy's still trying to prove himself, trying to win a trophy himself. This is going to be a really high-pressure moment for them all, but for G2 as well.
Yeah, double controller versus double controller. I'm looking at Karon. He's had very, very good individual moments, but of course, the most important part, Valin and Munchkin. We've heard the words from Valin, making sure that they knew the pressure was on Gen G. Well, they're about to come back from a very, very good map and a very good start of the series for G2.
All right, Toronto, we're going to a map 3. Let me hear you! Come on, let's send it over to your casters. Make some noise as we get ready for map 3.
The energy is sky high right now here. It's map 3, this decider of G2 versus Gen G. Elimination, of course, on the line. I'm telling you that story all day long. What we haven't been going to be used to try and take this one out. The forward position is trying to be played once more. Texture and Karon. Texture dealt with Karon over the top. Dealt with easily enough. Jorgo now. Put this wall up, sticking this defuse. He's got it to half, and he's brought his team that win con once more. Going for the face, going for the peak, and going for the jugular.
Gen G are hyper aware of the way that G2 want to play this one. Ash came in, got the plant, so he had the Hunter's Fury online. That neutralized Leaf's ultimate. And yet, at the end of the day, bodies ended up making the difference. A 5v4 and Jorg's 3K, shutting down Karon in his top position. Karon has been the danger in these A post plants. He's playing either on top 410 or top A nest, and he's getting up and over that Sage wall. That's what G2 have to be worried about, but they managed to execute and get past him that time. Texture with knives, he's the threat here.
Pit and B main. It's a tricky one to bypass if you are Gen G. They get sight of it. They want nothing to do with it. Lombard on the other side, so Jonah P has a lot of peace of mind. No attempt to break it. Gen G aiming to take fights towards mid though.
In this match, every time G2 win rounds, their economy is never flourishing.
No.
Gen G always keep it close. And so again, they're coming in with double Guardian and a Bulldog. Valen's trying to take an aggressive fight on A, but with a pretty bad weapon.
Yeah, Trent was with him. He's hopped off of it now, potentially missed the timing onto this one. Reaching that minute mark, seeing a drone for a drone. Just to clear out a bit through mid.
They've given Foxy9 enough space here to use lockdown. He can pop this down on pipes. Really no answer to this.
There it is. G2 forced to clear this one out. They can overstay for a tad. Jorgamo, he's even squaring up. It's a bit of a challenge, but you've got to respect it.
He looked like he was going to stay there.
Slow wall might be critical in that spot. Just out of dodge there from the vicinity, and here comes the flood attempt. G2 going for it. Straight in, the pit's going to be dropped down. Reactionary from Gen G, looking to try and survive him. With it all.
It's before the plant. They're running away to B.
They're running away at Jonah B. He's pushed out. The initiative has been taken from himself, and the knives almost gone entirely. He's another kill there. Refreshal for 12 seconds. They handed the spike over, and Karon with a TP. The ult has saved them. At least the plant's down for now.
Cover going out.
The Omen finding enormous value, but it's still player disadvantage for Gen G. G2 don't exactly know where everybody is, but Trent's in a really pushed up position. This smoke, it's dangerous.
It does. Dangerous situation. A bit of spam from either side to heal. In the back pocket, G2 starting to get a run on, starting to get a move on. Going forwards now, knives out, Texture, they're all going to miss, but the rifle still is his backup. The movement can't save him. G2! It's clinical.
What a scramble of a round, what a pivot having to be called there towards the end from Munchkin. A miracle really that they got the plant down thanks to Karon's ultimate. But G2 changing things up in terms of how they were defending. Thanks to that Viper's Pit over towards B, they were able to actually kind of flood defend on A.
Back. I'll be back.
And honestly, as soon as Munchkin used his pit before the plant had gone down, that A push was chalked.
Yeah.
And they were left without
I'm
too
a
many
live.
options.
Sugar cow.
G2 with 2 in a row, both retakes.
Nice, Alex.
Starting to get back into this game. The lead cut down to 2.
Looking for a few more. Bit of spam from Trent.
That
Placed up, and that's an off angle out into the open. Any trade insights of Paranoia swinging, but Cloudburst at the feet. That's going to be some safety. Slow warp.
Where is my epic
Locking them all down.
pen?
But critically, no trade from G2.
Jorgamo is 1 away from being able to get a res. But I don't think he's going to be able to get, you know, a kill and somehow recover Jonah P's body. It's really out there in no man's land. The Viper wall, by the way, committed super early on A, despite the fact that Gen G were defaulting heavier towards B. But they are regrouping to try to play off that wall. They don't want to just rely on Omen smokes on B.
It's tiny, tiny margins. Barely spotting it out, but sees the rotation now, and Leaf is hard committed. Hard committed indeed. Needs some value, needs some kills! Just the grills, getting in the way there, the bars and the jail. Trent is next, on the chopping block, texture. Taking control and taking over. Karen by his side, make no mistake.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
G might have lost the past few rounds. Jorgamo, though, still trying to get active, but Ash is instantaneous.
Individual moments there, losing the grip for G2, sorry. I think Leaf tucked up at jail. Should have at least been able to get one. Kind of beefed that position slightly. It's an unusual spot for him not to get value. Normally Leaf's good for those. Jorgamo, he's going to go for a glass cannon op buy. Looking to throw caution to the wind. It is a weird one again for G2's economy.
Drone not broken. He was hoping to at least feign the intent that they could be holding close. Trent's going to be using one of his own just to clear this one all the way through. That's a heavy push-up. 2 plays through main. The operator in Jorgamo's hands are just watch belt, but all eyes over towards B. That's where the players are. That's where Gen G looking to lay claim. Smokes on smokes, but no committal.
Pressure here onto Foxy9.
Foxy9 is going to be caught. Squeezed, in fact. Too much to watch for, and yet still manages it. Gets the one.
Really solid awareness.
Even expecting the repeat as well. He's holding his crosshair, not running away. He's waiting for the next. He knows that there was a deeper drone, and he knows that Trent was lurking. Jorgamo, Jonah P and Leaf gonna have to put this one together themselves. Just the 3 of them versus 5. And with the operator,
I think this is where you have to save.
it might be a save.
They're looking like they want to go for it.
Yeah, there's a wall up in front of their faces. Textures already just absolutely decimating them, destroying them. His team by his side, relentless. There's no mercy at all. Gen G slowly accruing another one.
I mean, this is looking like a dominant half right now for Gen G, especially considering that G2's eco once more is cracked. They've got nothing to be able to work with, and it's Foxy9 who delivers them this one.
Yeah.
He's in quite an exposed position. He's trying to play it safe and cautious, using that cover, but his awareness ends up being his strongest tool there, because he turns around just to catch the timing onto Valo. Gen G could establish a very dominant first half here, and that's not something they've been able to manage on Lotus or Haven.
There's wind in their sails right now. 4-round lead. This could easily be a one-sided affair for the first half of Icebox. And our last map here in this elimination game.
Here.
Last chances for both of these teams.
It's got to be hard for G2 to put out of their heads the way in which they lost on Haven. So many small moments that added together when they could have potentially been able to convert that 2-0. Is it lingering in the back of the mind?
They might have been dreaming of redemption, but the win here gets you further and farther away. Still a while to go to get to the finals. They want a shot at the trophy for G2. Not even going to be thinking about that, most likely just focusing on this round, one step at a time. Snake bite, round towards the bite. This is backup for Valin, trying to allow him to try and make the play. Dash over, Stinger in hand, but this is it. all collected with the kills over the shoulder. As soon as Texture goes down, you don't match for the rest of the weaponry.
30
And
seconds
Ash
left.
has been such a pillar for Gen G. He's been delivering them incredibly important kills, and once more is that rock that Gen G can rely on. 12 and 5, deals with the eco threat, gets the plant down.
One down.
And though Karen is dropped, it's still a massively uphill battle for G2 if they want to try to win a Thrifty.
It's Nano Swarms, they need kills, they need more than that. They need time.
Last
Running out
player
forward, and
standing.
Munchkin, Ajar with the movement, snappy with the aim. They know exactly where Trent is now. Look at it, layers of util added on top. Gen G are getting a vice grip on this series.
You can feel that belief emanating from the side of the stage that they're on. Oh, I mean, that is so nice there from Ash as spray control. But everything is working. Tex just picked up the off to use it on the attack side. G2's style, they just can't find their moments. They would need this final round.
Get out of my way.
And especially with how good Gen G have been on the pistol, this game is gonna be tough.
It's the last round.
You're expecting a slower one as well here, Brent. Tex just taking his op for a walk, looking to see if he can find an opening pick, and it's Valen with a peek. Like a rocket ship comes around the corner and deletes Texture.
It's a massive one.
That is a shot.
Even spotting the cross. He's getting acknowledgement. Drone spots too. G2 have a very good idea of what's going on this round.
Yeah, player advantage. You've taken down the tip of the spear. I mean, Trent with an ultimate that can deny the plant as well. Things are looking all right for an 8-4 half, but that would still be Gen G massively in the lead.
Gen G not even done yet in this round. By a long shot. Hunter's Fury committed. That's meant to be a bit of a pun as they hit that drone coming through, and Trent, yeah, he's got that value. Here in a rumble though, potentially there, Valen might have just seen, and yes, finally gets that acknowledgement. Foxy9 was lurking his way through onto the A site. 3v5 spot,
30
Gen
seconds
G are in. Tight corner. G2 can make no mistake here. Footsteps rumbling, a noise bait by Leaf. He's trying to bait Munchkin out of hiding, but second guesses it back towards him. Munchkin, he's perfect with it. Jonah B's been gone, done. Taken out. That's going to be broken out. G2 trying to make this one move and flood straight into the back. They've dealt with most of the side players, and it does now finally leave it all down to Munchkin. Even that snake bite. No chance in hell, rebounding of all sorts of geometry. That's a full stick. And so G2, a 4-round safety net.
Switching sides.
It's not a bad attempt from G2 towards the end to make this one possible, but so much hinges on them being able to pick up a pistol. Gen G have been winning them all.
All right, Toronto, you know what time it is. It's time to get hyped up for your favorite teams. This is an elimination game, so both of the teams need your energy. So if you want G2 to win, let me hear you! Okay. And if you want G2, who's currently playing on America's soil, let me hear you! One more time, though, it doesn't seem like it's loud enough. If you want Gen G to win, make some noise! And the G2 fans in the house, let me hear you! The house is packed and the fans are split. It's time to conclude the finale of the series.
And all the pressure lies on the other side of the stage here. Valen, as an IGL, has got to carry the burden of bringing up the spirits, helping his team, and just believe that they can do this.
And G2, they are probably the best team that we've had overall in 2025, but they haven't won anything globally. They've been in a grand finals at Bangkok, denied by a Pacific team, T1, who ended up coming away with the trophy. Now, T1 nowhere to be seen here at Toronto. Instead, the Pacific region sending Gen G, sending Texture as their representative, and you can see in the Coinbase Econ report, Texture's having a great time of it right now. He came online very early and now gets to play the defense. But this could be an opportunity for Gen G to deny G2 and shift the narrative, or perhaps even keep the narrative, as Gen G being one of the scariest teams at this tournament. They had a wobbler against Wolves. It was a legendary match and a weird way for them to get knocked down to the lowers. A game to be remembered. But this one could be a game that G2 would love to forget. They came in with so much fire, and it feels missing here on Icebox. They are going to need a pistol to get back into this, and Gen G have been essentially immaculate in that department.
Think of the pressure that is layered down onto G2. How much is round 13 is going to mean? You mentioned it, Josh. Gen G have been near immaculate with winning pistol round wins. It's going to be an uphill battle here for G2. They need a good idea, and already Gen G, you can see them cooking up something. Triple face, wide swing. In case there was a player there, they would have been deleted, but the turret will do for now. And now, quick run, wrap around all the way to A.
It's so predictable, though. Gen G are already ahead of it. They know exactly what Valent's going to call in this spot.
Body's in. The wall not going to be broken for now. Trent trying to go for that plan. Rebound. It's going to be catching onto Dice. No Dice for the damage, but it does enough to delay and potentially buying some time here. Trent, full sticks now with a plan. Gen G, armed and ready. Primed to pounce. Already making their way in through, but again, this wall is tricky business. Paranoia, as soon as they hear the knives out, they know that they gained access towards it, but there's nothing else. Yeah,
that is early.
Indeed, and Gen G, one of their own. Paranoia is moving forwards. Dart lining them all up. Ash is finding so much value, Gen G! God damn, man, they can't be stopped! They've lit them all up. They've lit them all up, indeed, and Trent is no match!
Foxy9 with a pop-off towards the end. The confidence flourishing now, and Gen G, they get another. Every pistol round, it feels, just going in their direction all tournament long. They've got a specialty, and it's one of the best things that you could be specialists in. Because most of the time, that's going to give you a free 2 wins to start a half. And G2, they have not been going for their classic Stinger force buy very often in this match. I think there have been 2, maybe even 3 occurrences where we thought we would see it, and we didn't. Now, though, look at what's happening. G2 are finally going to go for it, but only with 3 stingers.
Yeah, we've seen this before. Jorgamo puts his body on the line just in case there is that outlaw purchase. Gen G, again, similar game plan. Bit of exploration potentially towards mid. A smoke off onto the turret. Makes it feel like there could be lurks, but as players, bottom tube, Ash is going to be exploring, clearing up the question marks.
It's quite a nice timing, though, because Gen G, 3 defensive players are having to get pushed towards mid.
Drone.
And that creates a bit of an opening where only Munchkin is defending B.
Alone for now, but reinforcements have arrived. Gen G.
The read is just so good on the defense. I think Munchkin's calling a great game here.
Stacking with the bodies.
And Valin backs off. Calls for his team to regroup with Leaf on the other side. And still allows himself to be seen. So there's still that threat that G2 could be re-hitting B.
Makes the drone 2. Like you said, there's that threat. Lying in wait, there's bullets raining down, crossing up through mid. For G2, this is everything. For Gen G, it could be the killing blow. And now making signs of life and noise out towards it. Alarm bot's going to be triggered, darting through the back.
Did Valin hear these rotates? Because he's making the perfect call.
He is.
He's telling G2 to come back over towards B.
25 seconds, wall's going to go back up, and now it's a mad dash. Flurry of activity. Gen G getting bodies back over towards B, but they're a little bit late to the party. Trent entrenched here, trying to avoid most of the fire, but Jorgamo cannot. Straight through the smoke, that's Ash, and Leaf caught out wide. 3 to do it all from G2. Gen G, a methodical, dissecting this map, dissecting the site.
Do they clear Trent? He's about the only hope for G2.
Gonna be the problem player in a spot like this, and yes they do. The awareness is all there right now for Gen G, and where is the first push of Munchkin? Is just sticking this, drops down half, and everybody dies from G2. Gen G keep the ball rolling. They keep going.
And that is a fantastic beginning to the half. All of the threat taken out of it. A 6-round lead, plus G2 knocked down onto an eco. Every player in every little tucked spot, every threat, every danger dealt with. Gen G utterly in control. as dominant in the opposite direction as Lotus was for G2. It opened in favor of Americas, and it looks like it's closing in favor of Pacific.
Seen comebacks before on Icebox, but they're rare. They're not often, and it takes truly exceptional stuff. Balin's gone. Lots of TP forwards trying to go for some cheeky play. Split into B, potentially to take that timing. Full group up of G2. All into B main. Clearance now through yellow, but they're going to be stunted out here. Munchkin's Viper all propped up in their face. A smoke to replace it from Caron. They are choking G2 out here. Gen G just sucking the air out of the room.
And the play, it's pretty immaculate. They've just always got the right read on where G2 are going. Can G2 do anything to catch them off guard?
Deep fight, a snake bite already. It was primed, it was ready. Foxy9's gone, but up and over towards the top. Trent! It would have to be a masterclass, but he's only got a sheriff and 3 bullets to do it. Does not know where the remaining players could be. Texture is lurking though, lying in wait! And perfect with the shot. 11 rounds for Gen G, 2 more needed.
A game between 2 titanic teams. Gen G, probably the best team in 2024, and G2 looked like they were aiming for the same accolade in 2025. But this is an earlier exit than I think anybody would have predicted for the Americas squad. Josh RT taking a desperate tactical timeout to try to right the ship. But this game is slipping way out of their grasp. They'd have to make up 7 rounds here before Gen G even win another 2.
It's already slipped.
Yeah, I mean, after losing the pistol in the follow-up, that's devastating.
The chances are just minute.
And Gen G, man, what an incredible demonstration of grit that they've shown today.
Yeah.
Because their start was so slow. They looked like they were out of it, maybe weren't fully mentally in the game, had put a bit too much expectation on their own shoulders, perhaps even.
We were thinking, have Wolves boomed them?
Yeah.
Have they taken them out of this fight already?
And
Set
yet,
down
by the time it got to the second half at Haven, as
fight already.
And yet,
down.
Free.
There's grit here with this Gen G squad. Grit, determination. They want to go deeper.
Here.
They want a chance at earning another trophy for their cabinet. Start layered back, slow on top of it. Gen G forced to respect it. All that just to insert Leaf into a 4 position.
And a big gamble coming out of the tactical timeout too. And Gen G are super happy to go for those. Munchkin just with an outlaw, defending B essentially on his own. Reckons that he can get out of danger if he misses the shots.
Drone's going to be clearing it though. Just takes care of it.
Oh, he's so confident.
Yeah, very confident. It's full armor on a multitude of players from G2, and they're going to be facing with the first one, but Valin was not so lucky!
That's amazing!
Munchkin! Trying to slam the nails into the coffin nice and early. It is answered back with Jorgamo. A tap.
Oh, and they're so tepid here,
Yeah.
G2. They think there's more players from Gen G ready to deny. Okay, going backwards, picking up the ult orb. If they can now get a plant for free, suddenly there's a res online. And Leaf, he might have an opportunity to backstab. But Foxy9's awareness has been unbelievable so far on this map.
Watching for it. Res is available. Bring one of your players back into the fray. Pick and choose. You choose Trent. He's been monstrous in the clutch. They need it now more than ever. Gen G are slowly getting a grip onto the site. Leaf is that backup policy, but this is explosive. Dash across and forwards as an operator in his bloody hands. Matters not. The weaponry. Give Texture a spoon. He's going to make you mince meat. Going to be denying this one though. G2 getting onto the plan, wrapping around. And the situation is pressing right now for Caron. Now the Swarm forced out into the open. Isolates the first kill. Shot down, slay it down, and Trent saves the day.
brought back from Death's Cold Embrace, and he's able to deliver the round for G2. What a lurk from Leaf as well. Somehow managed to evade all of the rest of the players, and they've recovered a 5v3 round. Yes, they got a res out in the middle of that, so it ended up being mostly a 4v5, but still, I mean, danger lurked around every corner, and G2 navigated it. And they are going to have to do that so many more times in a row, though. There's no real avenue for mistakes. It's got to be basically perfection from here if G2 want a run at this.
Has to be the first of many. Gen.G, multiple chances for them.
And they're so good on eco rounds as well, Gen.G. You know, put a sheriff in some of these guys' hands.
Texture with the knives just earned up. Munchkin, though, decapitated. Texture trying to get active, trying to get into the fight and the fray. Karen by his side. Deep dart overhead.
And so, actually, quite a lot of threats already dealt with there. Texture run out of knives, Munchkin dealt with, and a pretty open A site. So, this round navigated pretty well for G2. But at some point, we've got to bring the discussion back to what we were talking about on Lotus. It's the ults for the team that's up massively in this spot. Think about the next time the rifles are going to be online.
Yeah.
You know, Foxy9's going to have a lockdown to be able to work with. The Viper's Pit, this defense is going to be reinforced by massive ultimates in round 18. And that's if G2 can navigate danger here, because there's still a bit of spice in the round.
Not out of it. Not just yet. Doubled up towards the back of the site. There's a fight to be occurring here, and that's it. Shots fired on either side. Texture is hard committed onto it. They're trying to drop and jump all the way straight up, trying to take this fight. It's a weird and wacky one indeed. Double face, double call. Trent delivers again. His team needed it most here, but that's time earned off, and there's no hope in hell for Texture. Maybe a gun reclaimed.
Damage to the economy, though, would still be really useful, right? I mean, I don't think he's really going to get an opportunity. He's on the exact opposite side of the map. But you think about one of the big talking points we've had throughout Haven and Icebox, it's that even when G2 win, they're winning by close margins that don't allow their economy to boom. This time, though, 4 players surviving, 3 rifles kept. And the economy should be in an all right state. It's the ults instead that I'm looking at. Because Munchkin with a Phantom and a Viper's Pit. And on the other side, Foxy9's lockdown. And no Sover ult from Trent, not even close.
How do you break it?
So, you know, this one is going to be really tough. It should be Gen.G, if they execute it well, getting up to match point.
Through mid, though, that's Texture with an off. He's going to be taking an early peek, smoked off into his face. Ash burns up his own. Hunter's Fury.
Faking the double teleport play there, Valin. He teleports up and back, but he's making it feel like they've gone towards orange. Trying to pull eyes, trying to pull attention, hoping that he's freed up a little bit of B main.
Yeah.
Weight of the world is probably what's feeling like right now on G2. Got to just keep it together one round at a time, but the ults are such a problem.
I mean, having said that though, Brent, Munchkin has not decided to use the Viper ult in this round. He's not even in a position, only just now, where he could use it off info, off noise on B.
The later you leave it, the more this lockdown's going to be a problem.
And the Sover ultimate.
Smokes up. Texture. Gives it up, but he hears it now. There's going to be util coming out. Drone. Paranoia. Lying in wait. Towards Belch for a couple of jiggles, and they finally see it. They receive it. Hearing that operator, that's the acknowledgement they were looking for. Kara on TP. Gets the hell out of there. There's 35 seconds left. Where are you going, G2?
Ash, he rips the ultimate early. That could have been a death blow if he'd just been able to hold on to that and realized they were going B.
It does indeed, but Munchkin now could just be lying in wait. Back towards it. Dart not going to be dealt with. He's trying to find that timing. He does. Press himself forwards into a pit at least, but he's gone. Down and out Texture. Trying to get instinctual as a dart. Okay, wall in his face and a dash backwards. Jonah P. At least finds Foxy9. The spike is planted. Mad dash.
I mean, so far, this has been the biggest fumble with the ultimates that you could possibly ask for G2. It's actually allowed them an opportunity to right the ship and avoid the snowball.
Texture creeping. Leaf has his teammates back. He'll step no further. Gen.G still trying to make a go of things. But time has bled away from them here, and G2 in the midst of all of that chaos, somehow persevere.
That is a miracle round for G2. Very little time on the clock. Still with a Sovereign and a Viper's Pit to navigate around, and a lockdown as well. Somehow, Gen G kind of whip on the execution of everything. Ash thinks they're committing to A and rips the Sovereign early, instead of saving it for a spike tap.
One enemy remaining.
Munchkin is under enormous amounts of pressure and decides to go for a risky Viper's Pit, and he gets caught.
And I think the pressure, you're starting to see signs of it crumbling, perhaps. Gen G immediately call a timeout. It's a panic button being hit. They have that ability. It's only the first timeout they've actually used because they have been in control, but that's signs that things are getting away from them.
Yeah, I think you can tell that just from the outside, even without listening to the comms, that things got rattled there for Gen G. They lost in spectacular fashion against Wolves, up at the half, in complete control of the game. Somehow, Wolves made outrageous comebacks against them on map 1 and map 2 to knock Gen G down to the lower bracket. Gen G are in control here. It should be G2 going home. It's only a short trip for some of the guys, especially for Jonah P. But if they lose control of this map, it would be devastating for the Korean squad.
Dire.
And now, you know, the ult snowball kind of flips the other way. Leaf one away, Trent starting to get up to it. Another res online for Jorgamo.
Here.
It feels possible now in a way that it shouldn't have been.
It's a balancing act between these two teams, and as you said, it feels possible. Those ults expended G2. Keep slow. Attempt to punish the peak. Munchkin wanted to go for it. Leaf might be getting pressed upon here. Tested, asked to deliver. And he finds himself ahead. Karon, pop like a balloon. Drone clearing a lot of the way. Spam into the corner. Munchkin still slips his way through, but look at that util. Just paramount to try and push him out and away with a paranoia. Foxy9 is available as a bit of backup, and he's out into the open. What a monstrous shot! There's a jumping to set them up, but still G2 have the weaponry. They have the guns. Rifles in hand. And it is cheeky plays on order. Leaf will take that timing happily. You can hear it. Scuffling of footsteps. And he knows exactly where he is.
That's really nice. Even maximizing the ultimates then. Throwing the spike over to Trent in the 4v1, realizing that they've comfortably got the round and they can get closer to a Hunter's Fury. No disrespect to the Gen G players though, they can hit shots. That jumping shot onto Jonah P was nice.
Disgusting.
But they haven't been able to put it together all at the same time in an eco round. 4 in a row for G2, and they've cut the advantage down to just 3. Weapons back though, including this operator. But G2 are not heading towards it.
Gen G still have all the tools. Nanoswarm dealt with. Important one to break. Allows Karon to just stay perched up.
I mean, it looks to me like Karon wants to try to deny Leaf's ultimate. He's got this smoke here so that he can punish Leaf as he gets close.
Did he hear it? Not sure if it was a silent jump up or not, but a drone clearing forwards. Karon, another one, and he's missed the timing onto that one, just trying to back out, evacuate, exit. He's got coverage and he's got backup, a lockdown for a lockdown.
Can Valin throw a smoke to allow Jonah P to lurk up past this turret? He doesn't have one online just yet. But I could imagine that Jonah would be calling for it right now.
Sneaking, crawling. Gen G trying to fill up that space towards A once more.
Oh, they're smoking off the alarm bot instead, making it feel like a threat underneath Tube, hoping that Jonah P can squeeze onto somebody.
Pressure onto the B players now, it's flipped. Munchkin and Texture.
But nobody B main for G2.
They've got to do it, Valin off from the side there.
Down B.
Kills exchange is traded out. Foxy9 in through mid, and again, this game of timings, it could happen to any possible player. Leaf wins his, Ash wins out. Jonah P is spotted though, out towards it, top towards Kitchen, and Ash is in a precarious spot. Where do you run? The entirety of site is gained by G2. B main control is still theirs. Peeking out wide though, Texture's not scoped up for it. They're slipping away from Gen G. They've got to try and answer back here. Trent is lucky. Doesn't go down to that one, and Gen G are the ones falling, crumbling. Ash in a 1v2. The time ticking. Entrenched positions here from the G2 players. Snake bite Ash, sticking, half. earns himself a possibility, but against two players it would have to be ridiculous. Tough, not being forced out. G2 far too collected.
What a round, what composure there from G2. Original game plan of going over towards A with the lockdown stifled, but Jonah P's lurk position up tube allowed them that mid-round possibility. Gave an option for Valorant to move the chess pieces around and checkmate Gen G's defensive setup. Karen and Texture were in a tricky position down there towards yellow, but they couldn't make anything happen. Trent's kill on Texture was massive. And despite having 21 kills right now across 20 rounds, Texture has slowed down a bit with the impact. He hasn't quite been able to find those opportunities with his operator. And G2, 5 in a row. Something at this tournament is causing Gen G to not be able to close out maps cleanly. And it could kill him.
Second timeout with Gen G, the last one left here. They might be ahead for now, but they have been losing grip of the series. G2 is not a team you want to allow in. Give them an inch and they will take a mile. G2 are hunting for their own chance of redemption. Chance to continue their story in this tournament. A chance to even make it to the finals, to right the wrongs of Bangkok. And they're hungry for it. You can tell the energy has flipped.
Gen G had all the belief. 11-4 up, they felt like they were immortal. It was their destiny. And now, I think you're absolutely correct, Brandon. The hope is starting to kindle in the hearts of G2. In fact, it's already there. I mean, you can see how they're playing.
Yeah.
And Gen G forced down onto another eco. One of the first times, actually, that we're seeing G2's economy properly starting to get out of control.
Jonah P's got a lot to watch here.
Yeah, there's a big pinch.
Play forward, he just hears the jump, and that just left him correcting for the wrong angle. Karon puts him down, puts him to bed. Jonah P no longer that threat onto the lurks. Deep push out through mid. He's holding the line for now. There's a plan down with nothing to push this back. Jorgamo getting a wall involved. Double face, double swing. Leaf still wants to square up, potentially to deal with these players because it is a heavy investment. Bodies arriving.
He's got Trent as well for support.
Gen G just trying to do the best here. Texture might just get chopped down to the knees. And meanwhile, this fight taking place. Yes, chopped down indeed. Cut down before he can make a stand in an attempt of this one. Ash, he's forward now, rifle in hand. And G2 make the call. No hesitation, trying to flip this one around. Paranoia still catches. They're trying to take out Foxy9 before he can get going. To trade it up towards the top. Valin, lights out with the calling. With the plays, G2 are up to 10.
Some mightily impressive mid-round calling there from G2. After losing Jonah P early, you've always got the opportunity to go back and try to clear that flank, but instead, calling for the fast pivot in, realizing that Gen G were playing retake on A, they're going to free plan and flip the map, force the fight into Foxy9. Look at the ult situation. And this is why that round, I think it was 18, was so important. Because Gen G had their chance to go up to 12, and they squandered it. Now G2, with all of the advantages, looking to equalize.
They're moving forward. It's a slow, relentless march over towards the A side, and a kill. Collected for Valen once more. Added up. Total it overall. It's full site control now for G2. Slight gap, potentially over. But a pit now is going to be removing all of those sight lines. How do Gen G play into this? They're backing away.
No way.
They're backing away. They're saving.
Giving up already?
They're giving up the round.
That's unbelievable.
G2.
A freebie.
It's a freebie, and on the precipice. And barely an ult committed to bring them level.
It feels similar in a mirrored way to what we saw at the end of Haven. I think the score even there was like 10-10, 11-11, something like that. Where Leaf, he won a 1v1, and then G2 decided to eco.
Gen G need these guns. You're so right. If there's any chance for Gen G, though, listen. Right towards the side. Stray shots peeking out. Leaf He's found it.
Denied a weapon, and Foxy90 only had 50 credits to his name. That's a timid call from Gen G, but who knows, with the benefit of hindsight at the end of this map, at the end of this match, maybe it's the right one. 7 rounds in a row.
7.
After an 11-4 lead to tie the game back up.
Blessed with an absolute banger of a map and a series overall. G2 are ready to run away with it. It's up to Gen G to stop them now.
Looking for a tag early so that Trent can lead with a Hunter's Fury here. Try to find a pick. Not given anything though for Gen G.
Mixture who's tucked tight to Gen. Repositions, moves around. Shocks forward here, the drone needs to be taken care of.
And Texture hasn't had a big round in a while.
Crouched up, off angle. Hoping to take out a belt player. Wherever else he may be aiming. This is 5 players of G2 grouped up.
The thing is though, if Tex just swings and takes a risk here and goes 1-for-1, Jorg's just going to get the res. So you kind of disincentivized to play aggressively here as the Jet on defense.
Placing swarm grenade.
And this one was intended for a turret. That's in a different spot entirely.
And it really makes it feel like G2 are making a call to go back in towards B. This is going to keep 3 players solidified, cemented on B, leaving Texture alone.
Texture is alone. One of our players in the MVP running, he's lit up like a bloody Christmas tree, and he has to try and back the hell out. Counter spam, trying to follow the tracers, but he's forced to give this one up. Down on the other side of things, not dealt with in time. Jorgemon forced to just back away. There's 27 seconds left. Gen G, they got players in. Trying to play this one a bit fast and loose. The wall up through onto one of the angles. Ass has dropped down. Will there be kills? Will he collected? Will there be kills? Will they claimed? Valin with the movement and the Hunter's Fury. Push them back to the brink. Gen G are desperate now. They group up to last hurrah to try and get themselves to 12 to prevent G2 from getting to 12, but they give it up.
It's a save again! They're accepting the fact, and G2 immediately on the hunt. No remorse! Looking to try to deny the guns, deny the weaponry, leave knife out, running them down. The hunt is on.
And they can feel it. Throw caution to the wind, claim the kills, claim their lives. You will take nothing further into the next. Munchkin trying to stay alive, but to no avail. G2 are up to series point.
How have we got to this position? We were talking all throughout Haven and Icebox of grit and tenacity from Gen G to get back into this game, to get up to the lead. They should have been able to close this out. It was 11-4, and it's writ all over Texture's face. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he can't find his footing in this game anymore.
Round 24, potentially the most important round in these players' careers for this year, for this match, for this event.
A bit more aggression here from Gen G at the start of the round. They're not afraid at least to put their bodies on the line and go down, break that turret. But it is Munchkin alone, still defending B as other players rotate away from him. Entirely the wrong read.
Munchkin, he's alone doing this. He hears the U to the paranoia. It's a good connection inside the smoke though, dominating the angle. Shots are fired, wrapping around him though. He's caught that timing and it's a bullet to the back of the dome. Leaf, instant correction, traded out, and the wall is still up for the safe plans. Ults are online. Gen G, they're playing for overtime. G2 playing to close this out. Lockdown. The Hunter's Fury committed. An ult for an ult. Waiting patiently. Util to come back online. Smokes are blooming, blossoming. Fuel is up. Players are set in their position. A dash forwards, but Texture's gone. G2, ever the hero, ever the miracle team, are looking to put the fear of God into everyone at this event.
That is a miracle comeback. History, legendary match there from G2. Gen G should have had it wrapped up. A 7-round lead, 11-4 the score, and G2 win every single round from there.
That is unbelievable.
The way in which Gen G have collapsed from this tournament is remarkable. Up in all of the important moments against Wolves and against G2, but G2 would not give up, would not give in. And I think Valent's right. I think they have changed the narrative at this tournament today.
Heartbreak on the face of these Gen G players. I said it earlier, but listen, when you think of these events, no one's thinking about 5th, 6th. It's an earlier exit than they wanted, but for now we are celebrating G2. They've earned the right to continue on one hell of a run through the lower bracket.
I can't even imagine what's going through their heads, and I feel for the Gen G guys as well. But that kind of comeback does not happen often. And my God, the grit it takes.
We're going to send it down to the floor now. Sue, take it away for the Verizon post-match interview.
There is a reason why you should never doubt G2. They proved it again. But the question on my mind is, how do they do it? I am going to come over here and join the fans with Jogamo right now and find out, Jaw, how on earth did you make that comeback on Icebox?
I don't even know how we made that comeback. It is what it is. But we know we're the most disciplined team, so we're going to keep doing our thing, you know what I'm saying?
It required a lot of individual brilliance from every single one of you. What was the motivating factor for you to be so locked in?
We ain't going back home. That's it. Simple as that. We gonna be here for the whole thing.
Oh, well, the fans want that. Now, you've already completed a lower bracket run back in Americas. How does this compare to that experience?
I mean, it's the international now, so we're on the big stage, but if we complete this, our storyline's gonna be insane.
Oh, it is that comfort zone. Follow me, follow me. Valent was going crazy on the stage. I need to get some energy from this man, my captain, my IGL. Tell me what is going through your mind right now. You got your revenge.
I didn't even hear the question, but I heard revenge, and yes, we did. Oh my God, bro, I am shaking right now. But, you know, I really didn't want to leave today because this crowd has been phenomenal. And let me tell you what, we're gonna win this shit for NA. Let's go!
Oh, yes, you will now. Valent, you know, look, you were the favorites coming into this tournament after losing in the upper bracket. As you know, people always like to doubt you. They pray for your downfall. So tell the crowd, tell the fans why you are the favorites, why they should be with you all the way.
Because we have the best resilience out of any team. This brotherhood, the way we hype each other up, I was like, guys, should I peek pipes again? They're like, yeah, Jake, go, peek them. And man, the trust, the brotherhood, the resilience in this team is why we're gonna win this tournament.
I fully believe in you. Toronto, let them hear why you still believe in G2.
An update is required. Financial system updating. System updated.
We will dance together.
The future of money is here. Feels good.
Red Bull gives you wings.
This is your time to wake up. I look so good, no makeup. You and your mans need to break up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. This is your time to wake up. This is your time to wake up. This is your time to wake up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. This is your time to wake up. I look so good, no makeup. You and your mans need to break up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. This is your time to wake up. I look so good, no makeup. You and your mans need to break up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. This is your time to wake up. I look so good, no makeup. You and your mans need to break up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. This is your time to wake up. I look so good, no makeup. You and your mans need to break up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. This is your time to wake up. This is your time to wake up. This is your time to wake up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up. They suck, that's tough, need to pay up.
Hello everyone, this is John Kitty, IG of Sentinels, and this is Meet the Team. Second, our superstar duelist, best in the world, Zelsus, the vet, Vibe Merchant, as you guys all know him, narrates, the EMEA Slayer, came back to America to lift that trophy, Bank, the best anchor, best Phantom player in the league, and then me, just cinema, I guess. Yeah, in difficult situations, people tend sometimes to be a bit like stressed, like they're speaking fast and it's really hard to hear each other. So as the captain, I just make sure to tell everyone freeze, calm down, like relax, just focus on my voice, let me call, and just, you know, lead them.
Nice, good job, boys.
We're so in there.
Hey,
baby.
same
We're
thing as
so
yesterday, baby.
in there,
We're just warming up. Let's go.
Just need a warm up.
If I had to choose a good duo in our team, it has to be me and Zelsus, the best of friendos, obviously. The two unks of the team.
We got very young as a team. Last year we were probably a lot older, to be honest. We picked up Bang and Narrate. They've been honestly amazing. I can't complain. Obviously, it's taken us a while to get used to each other, but we've got there. They're both playing very well. They've really integrated themselves into the team, and they're showing their skills on stage, so I'm happy to call them my teammates.
Through. He made shoot. Nice. One more. Hit him. I'm booking.
We're so in there, baby.
Good retake. Let's go.
I've heard of this guy. It's very important to get along well with your teammates. Like, your synergy outside the game is going to translate inside the game. We just enjoy each other's company, so it doesn't really matter for us what we do. Like, we could be watching an NBA game or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's always fun.
Coming through. I can flash for you.
Yeah, flash, I'm facing Marsh.
Two after, two after.
Race fade.
Hand, two hand.
Hand. Main. One hand. Main.
Nice shot. Let's go. Go shot. Go.
I think my biggest advice to people trying to balance life or Valorant and the gym, for example, do it tired, do it whatever, you know, just make sure it gets done. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think all humans forget that they want everything to be perfect, so they don't do things that they should be doing because they're scared of not being perfect at it. I think you just have to do it. Listen, as a player, you guys barely see my legs, so you don't need to do leg day. You just need to do all upper body. That's what wins you Masters.
Sen City, here to play, here to stay.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was as entertaining to watch as it was for me to film.
Thanks for watching.
I'll see you guys next time.
G2 after that dramatic win managed to stave off elimination, bringing us down to 5 teams, and soon we're going to be left with 4. Welcome back everyone to day 10 of Masters Toronto and our second elimination match of the day. It's Fnatic versus the Sentinels. Golden Boy here alongside Kukuka as well as Mimi as we look to break everything down. And well, look, like our first matchup, this one also has some history, and this history actually leans quite nicely for the Sentinels because an organizational record, it is 3-1 in favor of Sentinels. But Mimi, we all know those are different rosters, different journeys those teams took, but it's still interesting to see the history there.
Yeah, now it's only poster left from the players who were on the stage in Reykjavik 4 years ago, but there is more recent history between these teams. They played in Champions Seoul just last year, and so trying to get that rematch now for two rosters that, well, if both had changes, have the same core, Bayou.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also speaking about the same circumstance. The second round of this lower Sentinels ended up sending Fnatic home and ending their run. But I still think that as a global, as we're looking at it, in the history, there's been various iterations of each of the teams, and they've changed so much that I feel like when Sentinels has been successful, Fnatic hasn't. They cannot be at the top together.
Interesting.
And they have a very similar kind of change since that game they played in Seoul. Both of these rosters lost storied players. Tens and Sassy for Sentinels no longer on the roster. Some of the most experienced players there. Durka not on Fnatic anymore. The player who was with them since the very beginning. But both these squads have found new players that have filled those shoes well. And now they're in a position to yet again face in an elimination match and try and make top 3.
Oh yeah, it's this is exactly what you live for. If you just love this game, you love watching this game, you're going to see two of the most prolific teams clash against one another. But let's go ahead and hear from a guy who knows a thing or two about these high-pressure matches. And let's check in with Crashies.
I'm now joined by Crashies from Fnatic. Now, Crashies, you've been such a mainstay of America's Valorant, and now you're in the EMEA region. But today you have a chance to kind of complete a little bit of that redemption, eliminate an America's team that you used to be a rival against. So how much does that motivate you, and do you think you've learned enough from EMEA to be able to take them down?
Definitely motivates me. I mean, obviously, like you said, I'm used to playing Sentinels. I played them a lot in my career. I kind of know how they play. And now I kind of have like the EMEA playstyle as well, so I feel like I have a little trick up my sleeve. So yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, thank you very much. I can't wait to see it.
The last time he played Sentinels, though, was in Stage 2 of Americas last year. NRG lost that match. That went on to be the same stage where I think a lot of the fans here will remember it was that joke against Cloud9 that eliminated that roster. He was no longer on the team after that, and he couldn't get any opportunities in America's Bayou. He had to go all the way to Europe to get on another Tier 1 team.
Hey, we'll take him. We'll love him. We'll give him the love. We've brought him back to a global stage. On the other side, funny enough, you're speaking about Crashies going now to EMEA. On the other side, we have Narrate. You didn't believe in. We believed in him. Put him in Tier 1. Funny enough, the last match that Narrate played on EMEA was against Fnatic, and they also lost. So it is also the redemption from both of the sides.
Oh,
Nobody
boy.
likes each other.
Yeah,
but they all
clearly.
do.
But you know what Fnatic does like? Bringing new ideas to the table because
They don't.
they were here. We saw some interesting stuff here. We saw
At least one new comp.
Yeah, Come on, you know.
That's news. That's big news.
Also, give me the ability to segue into that content, okay, Bayou? Goodness gracious. No, I'm kidding, of course. But here's the thing, though. We did see some new ideas from this Fnatic team, which, to your point, Bayou, is a thing that you don't see a lot from this Fnatic roster. But I think it goes to show how much they have grown over the course of time with this new team.
Exactly, and especially if we think about the fact that it was in SEN, something that maybe we did not expect, and many teams, definitely RRQ, may have not predicted, because in Lotus, this composition we've seen from them for a very, very long time. Staple, same as for Haven. Those compositions they've shown for a very, very long time. They created the mid round, and many people followed after. But then the one on SEN, bringing in the Chamber and the Vice, is something that we did not expect, but could be something to identify them from. No.
It ended up being really fruitful, though. Alfier, starting on the attacking side of this map, had such great work. I love the way that not only was he finding value on the lurks, but in a lot of rounds he was entering with the team, setting up his TP gate in main, and then walking into these sites and basically just being a turret in the post plants, continuing to fight forward. That continued into the second half of this match as well. It was a great map for Alpha, a player who struggled earlier in this tournament, but stepped up big time when elimination was on the line.
And in many occasions, as you're saying, he has not been showing up. On Haven, for example, when we saw him with the ISO, he has us used to a performance that is off the charts. And it was not until Ascend where we saw him back in the chamber that I feel he was comfortable enough. The aggression that he was able to show, covering an A and putting all that pressure in the map, is if Alpha is having that kind of day, you better pray it doesn't happen until map 3.
Yesterday for Fnatic, when they played, that was for me showing that the veterans can step up to the guys who have been around for a while. Alpha, Chronicle, they both had really good matches. And it was for the most part, you know, looking towards guys like Kayak, that rookie player in the early stages for Fnatic. Now everyone coming online in this lower bracket.
And then, of course, on the other side, though, you have Sentinels who, look, they had some great games here in Toronto, but that PaperX game, man, that split 13-3, Kukuka, an absolute thrashing. And even though Sunset went down to the wire, it was still PaperX's game. They walk away with that 2-0. And you know, Sentinels had to be mad about that.
Absolutely, especially the way that this Sunset ended with, was it John QT not being able to get that final kill, that sneak defuse literally in his face, well, across the smoke. But yeah, we go on.
Sorry, I just saw that Jin kill again, and I could not stop myself from
reacting,
bursting out, because it was just crazy what PaperX was doing. This map 1 was an absolute slobber knocker. They destroyed them in this game, and Sentinels, they looked shocked, right? The players weren't trading for each other. No one was hitting their shots. They were completely out of that, and it's heartbreaking for them to come really close on Sunset to making that comeback happen, to getting back into that game. But for them, fortunately, it doesn't come through. Now this lower bracket and a really tough opponent.
But for Fnatic, now that we were seeing those maps, they've always loved splits. So for now, for today, it is a question mark if they're going to leave it open, showing what they showed yesterday in the phase that we saw when they played against PaperX.
Yeah, it's very true. But of course, you know, when you think about split and who's going to be the players that will step up in those situations, got to always lean on the pride of New Jersey there, because you got Zekin, who could very well be the difference maker for this team, Mimi, as we saw him really perform in that PaperX game despite the loss.
Absolutely. Zekin has been really good in all of this tournament thus far for Sentinels, but in this game, he was one of the biggest reasons they nearly came back on Sunset. Had some really impactful rounds, especially on that defensive side. Still had the confidence up, and you reflect on this team's year, and you look at their failure in Bangkok. Zekin was the one, right after they got eliminated from that tournament, sitting down and having the hard conversations with the team, criticizing himself, the other players, the team, and really helping them to focus in on finding improvements for stage 1. They found those improvements, made it to the final against G2, made it close, and are now here again. He's more than just a young gamer, Bea.
And speaking about conversations, back when we were in Madrid, the conversation about the MVP was still not a thing. We were still not handing out the bracelets, but that bracelet would have been for second. So he has now a chance to enter the conversation if he survives today to become the MVP of Toronto.
Ain't that the truth? Well, earlier Yinsu had an opportunity to catch up with the captain of the squad. Here's John Cutie.
Every day is a good day when we get to hear from the one and only John QT. Now, John, in these tournaments, as you know, it is very important to be able to recover after a tough loss. I wanted to ask you, what is your role when it comes to the emotional and the mental comebacks of Sentinels?
Just
just making sure the team always believes that we can win, and bad days happen, which happened yesterday. And yeah, obviously not our first rodeo. We've been here before in Madrid and Champs. And kind of funny, it was against Fnatic 2 in Champs, and we had the better of them. So yeah, just making sure everyone is focused, motivated, and ready to make a run. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
And you heard John mention that there. This guy took his team to a trophy in Madrid, and that was his first international appearance, and this guy managed to hoist the trophy over his head, Mimi. You know he's got what it takes to lead this team to the promised land.
That was his rookie year after failing to ascend with M80. Got the big opportunity to play for SEN, to lead this team, and he led them out of the rut that was Sentinels 2023. That was probably the worst year for this organization, and now in his sophomore year as a leader, trying to beat Fnatic again and go on to try for another trophy.
And he also mentioned as well, Kukuka, which we covered in the beginning, that Champs match as well. So John QT is very familiar with the pressure of these situations and quite familiar with the fact that he's got to play against Fnatic in the same situation.
Yeah, to me it's the turnover time. If you want to have a good match against either Sentinels or Fnatic, you would pressure that time, but you're not going to have it in this instance. Everything that you had prepared had to be ready already.
You absolutely do, but there's a great IGL on the other side. Boaster kept his team in that game after the brutal loss on map 2. They both proved to be strong mental leaders in this tournament thus far. But for Fnatic, there's the extra chip on the shoulder with that rematch from Champs.
Both of these teams could very well be contesting for a trophy when it's all said and done. But what makes this matchup even better is that it is a classic Americas versus EMEA clash. You love to see it. It's of course going to be a challenge no matter how you slice it, because on the one side you have a very game and prepared Fnatic that knows they have what it takes to go to the top. But on the other you have Zekin and the boys who could very well lead the charge. Folks, let's bring out your two teams and welcome Sentinels and Fnatic.
Fnatic versus Sentinels.
It's the last chance for EMEA versus the pride of the Americas. And it couldn't come down to two better teams in this situation, Kukuka. You have Fnatic, a squad that has time and time again proved to be one of the best that the region has to offer, whereas Sentinels, they've been here before. They've lifted a trophy over their head, just like Fnatic have, so neither of these teams are shy from the spotlight.
And Fnatic have had such a resurgence since that kickoff. They are proved to feel renewed coming into this tournament. And as we take a look at the Omen map select, Sunset is going to be the first map. Sentinels wants to run it again. And of course, they've decided to ban that split after what happened yesterday against Paper X, maybe.
It is interesting to see Fnatic picking into Ascent. When you watch them in EMEA, they're almost always picking Haven, Icebox, or Split. Those are the big three, but a lot of those maps are a crossover with the strengths for Sentinels, whereas their Ascent a little less tested. And Fnatic, of course, this is the map where Alpha brought out the chamber and dominated Pacific's #1.
And I think that one of the reasons
brought out the chamber and dominated Pacific's #1.
And I think that one even so I think that is what gave them teams not having time preparing against something like that is very specific, and we need to look at the coaching staff for that.
Yeah, and really Coach Kaplan as well as Coach Milan have their work cut out for them. Let's also dial the time back to Champs, because let's not forget, Sunset was the battleground where these guys first played when they face off against each other, Mimi, at Champions. It was a 13-11 scoreline in favor of the Sentinels, but that just goes to show you that this one really can fall either way.
It certainly can, and for the Sentinels here, I mean, they've always had a bit of a home ground on Sunset. Fnatic still trying to prove that map, show us what they have ready to go. If they can beat SEN there, then go into an ascent, that is such a strong showing for them going into a lower round 3 against G2 after the break.
Yeah, definitely. The map that Sentinels have prepared the most, and probably why we see all of those pictures down there and all of those reads, is because Sentinels has chosen this sunset every single time that they have the opportunity to do so.
Yep.
We've spoken about Second, how he's set up, how he runs across the map, and the man on your screen right now, Kayak, well, not Webster, is going to face up one of the biggest challenges of his careers today.
Oh man, you can feel the energy in the air as well, Mimi. The fans are on their feet. Everyone's ready for this one because they know the stakes. Both of these teams thought that they would be contesting for a trophy right now when they faced off against each other. But here they are fighting, scrapping for a top 4 placement. And the pressure is on in a way that I don't think I've felt before at a VCT global event for some reason. You feel it. It just, like the people, the anticipation's through the roof here.
It's there, but these are also two teams that feed off that energy. You've seen Celsius, you've seen Boaster, probably this tournament's 2 best emotional leaders playing to this crowd here in Toronto, standing up, feeling that energy and channeling it to win, to make it to this point.
Round after round, we've been seeing, fan after fan I spoke to, actually, it's split down the middle. You ask them, who do you want? Fnatic, you want Sentinels. It's wild, Kukuka.
It's very difficult to choose.
How can you?
If you're a Valorant fan, you want both of the teams to make it through, but of course that cannot happen. There can only be one survivor today. Can Sentinels bounce back from that loss yesterday, or is it going to be just like Gen G and they're going to be defeated? I think that especially this first map, this sunset, is going to have a lot of tells in the first 6 rounds. I think that the team who deals better with the nerves of the situation that they're in will succeed.
All right, well, agent select now. See what we get. Zekin, of course, is going to be rocking that neon there, and see what we end up getting for both teams as they look to lock this one in, Mimi.
Fnatic really does not play Sunset. Since that game we talked about, where they lost to Sentinels back in Champions Seoul, the only time they played it was their loss to Gen G. This is very much uncomfortable territory for them, but with the map changes, being a team that permabans Pearl, they're going to have a good sunset.
Yeah, coming into the tournament, having a permaban, being a team like Fnatic, but still having that downside of there's a place that we do not want to go in this sunset that they've never liked. Now they're both combined together, right? You cannot ban both of them, and they had to be ready to face up sunset. Again, the loss against Gen G, there were many painful things happening. First of all, they won both pistols, and they were unable to convert any of the other anti-ecos afterwards. So that allowed their opponent to get in their hairs, to get the confidence, and get snowballing way before them.
This is it, folks. Last match before we lock in our top 4. The pressure couldn't be higher. The audience, everyone in here, is losing their minds as they get ready for this game. You see everything all locked in and ready to go. And you gotta wonder, who wants it more? Toronto, who do you think wants it more? Do you think Sentinels want it more? Do you think Fnatic want it more? Oh boy, the crowd is ready for this one, folks. Let's do this. It's EMEA's last stand, so it's only fitting that we send it over to Pansy and Hypoc on the mic.
And look, I'm not above sending them home with a smile on my face. Mike, this is a tale of 2 titans in Toronto. A matter of survival now. We start on sunset. Where's your mind going?
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a little bit of a surprise. Obviously, I think Sentinels, no shocker there to lean into
Yes,
this. But
absolutely.
See, this is really going to set the tone for this series. Again, everything on the line here. Elimination basically looming for both of these teams, and some concerning losses previously, the more so being that Gen G loss for Fnatic.
Oh, it is heavy weighted, right? There's a lot to be looked at here between the two. Anything about the composition standing out to you? Is it literally going to come down to who wants it more? I mean, GB was saying it, and I agree. This is one of those grudge matches where you've got to turn up on the day.
Any given Sunday, it's the form that's going to decide this one. No surprise, maybe some tweaks along the way, but we should have an absolute banger to open the series. Things for Fnatic set up outside A right now, and actually a heavier stack for Sentinels. Narrate actually core sights off. Fnatic will proceed forwards.
Yep, and already Celsius with an opportunity. Doesn't get too much pressure, and avoiding that paranoia allows him a little bit more breathing room. Kayak would love to squeeze that away from him. Good trade from Bang, though. And again, that spike, hesitant so far, but has actually skipped a little further ahead. So they're trying to carve a path forward, Fnatic. Looking for some more options, and Second's not allowing that already. Denial in front of them, obvious. And broad as daylight, Sentinels off to the start they wanted.
Fnatic almost playing into that pinch there, a little desperate to try and recover. Just too much damage done on the way in. Seemingly finding the opener they needed, but it's Bang to really turn this back. Chronicle falling as well.
One enemy remaining.
We were just talking as well, Kayak, this is probably the biggest challenge he's faced so far. In terms of the head-to-head today, Zekken, one of the best. You cannot doubt that. Certainly all eyes towards him.
Yeah, and Zekken's proven it time and time again, right? Tournament after tournament, he's always been exceptional. For Kayak, it's a impressive run. Speak of the man, and he'll show you why. Quick two. Kayak and Boast are going to feel that. And Zen don't want to allow Fnatic to get off even the starting blocks.
Slow down round two. Off the rip here. It's Alpha with a Sheriff, though. He's the one that's probably going to look for a pick. Almost entertaining the idea. Actually, the trade-off, Alpha down to 20 already. So going to keep that Sheriff in check for the time being.
Right here.
Taken.
Goes, yeah, a little off angle from Bang.
Down mid.
I've got to say, for me as well, Bang is such an unsung hero of the Sentinels team. I mean, there's a lot of highlight players, right? There's a lot of personality to that Sentinels side, but Bang is always such a safe pair of hands, such a solid player. And Alpha, it's a nice shot. I need a whole lot more of those, though. And it looks like Narrate would like to close his count down, and he does. Safety found for Sentinels in the first two. Rather unfazed thus far.
It's pretty comfortable as well, carrying across 4 of the weapons here, recovery. Well, that's going to deter Fnatic initially. Slow things down for their buy round. Certainly it's in the upper hand for sure. With Boaster looking like actually might settle for just a Guardian here. Don't expect him to be at the forefront of this buy round, but certainly get an indicator here for pace, a widespread default from Fnatic.
I like this.
Just putting out the feelers, Zekken on a deep angle here.
Yeah, it's a question mark of how long he holds it. Deciding against staying out for too long, but an initial show of force. You can see a little bit of a deeper exploration over towards that A side as well, putting up that one-way smoke, controlling this space. Zekken still with this line. No light shields on the other side, so it won't have that same validity, but it can certainly do some good chip. Kayak going to be feeling the brunt of that down to 10, and that's an early big bit of damage.
Fnatic looking to put things in motion. The other extremity here, Bang will be called upon. Actually just shouldering the ankle there, knife out. Lucky to get away with no damage, actually. Already bodies in the right place for Sentinels, and 45 seconds left on the clock. And now Fnatic going to try and put something in motion towards B to once again pull that rotation.
But you've got to look towards the main map. Look how deep they're sitting on this. A couple of players maybe just keeping an eye on if you kind of want to put Bang into the equation. But for Sentinels, they're not giving Fnatic opening chances. They're not allowing them these picks. Even Zekken, who did have that deeper line initially towards B, slipped back towards Pillar. Again, playing these deeper angles, and Kayak. Whoa, banging shot though, barely alive, and he lands. It's that second removed. Zeltz is then going to try and find some timing. 14 seconds of Fnatic looking for the plant. Alpha gets it done. Zeltz is maintaining the space, but the rotations are coming in.
Careful here, actually could get overwhelmed towards CT, but actually the stun comes through. Kayak, he's going to find another one.
That's 10 HP, he's found 2, finally caught in the heels by Bang. But you're looking for Boaster now to pick up the slack. Already slipped ahead is Bang. Again, step after step, 2 kills for him. 3v3 in the post plant.
Now looking for Fnatic to try and find some sort of answer. Can't get locked out of sight here. Zelsis actually doubles down.
And Alpha, an unknown position, but now given away. But Zelsis! It's a 3K and it's dreamy from him. You know he's standing up. You know he's reminding them of who they are on this server. That retake, really special stuff here. Kayak though, heroics with 10 HP, but instantly Sentinels fighting it back in off the back of Bang.
makes Fnatic a little cautious to continue pressuring towards CT.
Frustration on Boaster.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a fumble here on the bonus, but all credit due to Sentinels to convert. Minimal investment here, a Guardian, a couple of Sheriffs, some Stingers. It's only the Neural Theft available for Fnatic. So not much to pull into round 4 here.
No, and it feels rather similar, doesn't it, to almost that second round. Second over towards
Very tempered early rounds here for Fnatic. We want to get a feel for some of the setups here, but not necessarily any variation so far from Sentinels. So,
okay, small. Oh!
So
God
snappy.
Damn, that was quick. And Zelt's not feeling particularly pressured. He can just cycle those one-ways still. He knows that market pressure is now a little bit less deadly, but okay, these shots are hitting a while. Boaster, almost didn't finish his dinner, but second, quick as lightning, dives in, removes. It's easy for Sentinels. Not a sentence I expected to be saying yet, but they don't look phased at all.
Coasting through these early rounds, Lauren. Fnatic probably need to get a grip on things pretty early on.
Timeout,
I was going to say, wouldn't be surprised to see an early timeout here. Oh. And haven't really forced any sort of adjustments from Sentinels just yet. Zekken happy to stand his ground. Yeah, we'll see a timeout here. Early pump of the brakes from Fnatic.
They look cold, Mike. It feels like they're, you know, not getting much saying with it.
Bro, my mic was not. What? No wonder why he didn't hear my reply. What the hell?
Every time, hard to clear. Then you can throw in Zelsis to the mix. Whoever you want, bang, playing it back in from top middle. He's been excellent, 7-1 already. Yeah, Kayak's had a couple moments, but none of it's felt like it's a threat to the round yet.
Like I said, until they can force an adjustment, put basic Sentinels in a position to employ Zekken elsewhere, then maybe it's a positive for Fnatic to try and exploit such a thing, but towards the minimap here, it's pretty much carbon copy.
Hello? Hey. Properties and this. Hello. It's good, bro. Yeah, let's go. Nice. Build the can. Here, what am I doing?
Find a solution quick. We want a bit of a game here, really. Yeah, a couple ults nearby. Kayak's not too far off. Neither is Crashies. Kayak off to a quick beginning, but the stall instantly comes out. Prowler to follow, so they know that they've still got that nice line over from elbow. Kayak has done well on his entries, but
He's gonna die. Probably. I don't understand the meaning of the wall, bro. They have a trap out here. Kuch fayda nahi hai.
Just taking a peek with the TP.
And the one thing I love about how Sentinels approach playing Fnatic, there's no fear about it. They play like they're the favorites, which you could argue they are in this scenario. There isn't that hesitation or worry. They are as calibered as...
Make it up. Make it up. Distract these guys. They're rating. Should have hurt now. Let's go. Then you're the SEN ult. Oh, Hunter Fury. Nice shot. Fair. Oh. Nice round, right?
Sentinels in mid. Got to pick up the pace now if they still want to make a go of this. Probably just going to look for exits on the other side. Doesn't feel good to walk into market there.
No, we could obviously see how many were waiting if they did decide to go for it, but for once it does feel like that kind of
what do
worked out, right? Mike, he had to sit deep CT, and then you had pressure top middle.
It still doesn't feel great.
why they didn't try, bro? They're building economy for the next 5 rounds. These guys will have 7,000 something. No, 6,000. No, 5,000 something. Probably 400 something. What's that, man? It's a big man. That they had 500 correct bola man. Okay. But I would recommend putting this wall in some other way. One. Trade for it. Some मत कर random है match देगा. Oh. Scam is nice actually. ये दोनों play कर पाएगा. He's gonna get caught, bro. Dead. Definitely dead, bro. Dead. Oh my god, bro. One minute, going up. What's funny? It's a bad call. I mean, it was a bad decision to clear that way. It's hard to retake, bro. Chelsea's on a bad position. Where? क्या चल रहा है? Nice shot, actually. Alpha क्या मारा बे? ये shot. The fuck was that? I'll be sitting there with one Indian tip. 4 साल बाद आगे. Dead, bye. नहीं अबे मारना था उसको. नियॉन स्टंट है ना इसके पास. हाँ इधर स्टंट करके डाल के जाके मार भाई. क्या वेट कर रहे हो? Even if you TP, he can TP here. His stunt, he can fucking run, man. Easy था. It was easy. I see a bad time for SEN. Don't know why, but they're doing very bad calls. I mean, reading. Starting is so slow with their playstyle.
He's desperate to get out of the way of it.
Oh, you can see us cutting for him too.
Absolute heartbreak because it's not recoverable at that point.
No, that's spike gone. That was it.
And
if you're set, you're grinning, right? You're like, cool, nice one, appreciate that. No plant to worry about, perfect. But God, for Fnatic, that is going to be devastating.
Certainly 5-2 now the scoreline. Operator back in hand for Zekken as well.
I like this though, he's gone deeper towards
So aggro, yeah. I mean, they've been given a little bit of freedom on the side of Sentinels towards this side of the map. Zels is walking mid previously, getting ahead of that counter.
Not big, bro.
That's enough for him.
Definitely, yeah.
Huh?
Don't think that jump spot saw it either. Careful now, that's a tag. Didn't get the kill, but now Zelsis
God bless America, bro. There are so many trade-on trades, right?
It's stunning, but still, look at the HP. Kayak down on 20, Boaster 30. They are low in this.
Wounded. 50 HP between them. Back nearly caught the backside of them.
This reclear is so well timed, and the old mic.
Might be able to get a
खत्म कर दिया एक लीटर विनेबल नहीं है क्योंकि के पास एक स्टन है पर ब्लाइंड है के पास एक स्टन नहीं है I thought he got it, bro. I thought he almost did it, man. I really thought he almost did it actually. Wait, I wanna check what happened here. इधर क्या हुआ? ये लोग, I mean, they're doing it for like 3 rounds. It's actually bad. क्यों? Like, bro, the smoke is nice, इसका, but definitely one guy will be here watching this thing. Either this guy will be watching this. Even if you have a wall like this to cover from here, bro, this trap is gonna fuck you up. So, Viper is a totally bad agent to play in this map. I don't know why they took it, and also Viper should be played by Boaster if I'm not wrong. नहीं खेल रहा, so right. Ah, end trap, bro. This is my trap. I do trap. Where was my traps, bro? My traps used to be here, one here, one here. This used to be my trap setups. We're facing mine.
They don't know about this Zelsis. Again, maybe a good counter to Kayak's ult. Maybe just be aware of what they want to be doing. But Back needs to live. He's about to be overrun. He can't handle that. There's just too much. Going
Bro,
straight up towards that top.
couldn't he hear the sound? Bro?
Now a chance for Zelsis. That's a spam. Can't get the connect either one. And has to back away.
Oh, he's so lucky to get out of that. Able to break the sight lines here, even though it's tagged by the drone. Plant comes through. Probably the most comfortable post plant we've seen here from Fnatic.
Praise Aldunda.
Yeah, really deep hit from Kron as well.
Oh, Chronicle. Yeah, Chronicle used to play better Viper. Sorry, my bad. Totally.
Already look at the two players, Boaster and Kayak on site. Eyes on that. That's wraps.
No shock to see Sentinels giving this one up. Do not fancy their chances.
Why are many teams giving up today, bro? Genji saved for more than 5-6 rounds, right? Needs to आ रहा है. Upgrade a gun, bro. What the? This guy's so fucking mad, man. Put a fucking upgrade a gun from here. कुछ नहीं कर.
Initiate ultimates on the side of Sentinels.
Here it is, the one kill that pretty much secures the entire round. Like doing that and then you throw in the pit on top from Kron. That's pretty much checkmate. He's already going back into
Oh, इसने ले लिया गन. तो ठीक है. My bad, bro. I thought he dropped on gun, but Kayak took it. Wait, who's the guy with the Dragon Shield? Hey? Why, bro? You have a Dragon Shield. 4,600, only 3 rounds left. You could have easily brought a shield, man. $1,000. The fuck? Celsius. He's gonna cost him a lot, not gonna lie. Probably here. Should be here, I think. नहीं शॉक डार्ट है क्या? हाँ? Oh, इधर का है. नहीं, इधर का है. What the hell? Ah, how does it work? Oh. Nice shot, but no, don't. I'm not voting for SEN. 2 kills, 3 kills traded. This guy picked off, killed. No. But I feel like this guy is useless, right? Celsius is useless this map. He's doing some useless flanks, useless. That's कोई फायदा नहीं है. Was by okay. Is there going to be either 8-4, no 9-3 or 7-5, bro? Either way, I should have saved this round. Very bad purchase, no bro. Nah, at least 2 guys should have saved. Okay, something different they're doing at least. Not with the Viper again. He's gonna die. No, Viper is gonna die. The fuck? ये राउंड मिला Fnatic को, अच्छा था. That's a good decision. That's a good round. I wanna see one thing, bro. Let's see. What's Kayak age? Not something. Is 16-year-old, 17-year-old? You play for Apex? So this age has to be, yeah, 20 age. 2004, so it's 21, no, 21. Wait, so who was that guy, bro? एक था ना उसके. Those are the trans. अबे round शुरू हो गया. क्या ट्रैप्स किधर है? एक ही ट्रैप. Where is this one trap? He broke it. You get that area, man, at least. Let's take it for you. The hell? ऐसे आके टीम के साथ ज्वाइन करने था और बाल ऊपर करके इधर से वॉक कर रहा था, नहीं किया तो गेट 3 kills, 2 kills ले राउंड ले लेगा, मिलेगा. हिंदी सीन है bro 2 kills, that's all I request. Stay like that, you got it. Chronicle, you got. I remember your Viper. You got it. Oh, man. Okay, nice one. ये क्या है bro? I see that in every desk. Oh man. ഇത് എനർജറ്റിക് ഇല്ലാത്ത ഗെയിമാണ്. പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കഴിയല്ലോ. कल का मैच कौन सा है? नहीं देख पाएगा बट ठीक है, देख तो है ना. Apex Voices. मेरा pickums, I will show my pickums. 6 seconds. Wolves. There are 4-on-4 pickums, bro. Pickums, huh? Ah! Ah! Where's my Valorant? नहीं मत कर एक सेकंड आ Oi, yaar, this Dart webcam എന്താ ബ്രോ webcam ഇടാന്ന് തോന്നി അപ്പം ഇട്ട് വെച്ചാ രണ്ടും ചെയ്യാനാ Wait, what's my guy doing, bro? Thinking man Valorant. 1 minute delay. Thinking man Valorant. Is bro peeking out?
Because like if Fnatic did just spam B execs on them and get the spike down, like we didn't see that once, right? They didn't like go B fast B once, right? So it just felt like SEN.
Bro was peeking yesterday too much. Wolves का मैच मैंने एक ही मैप देखा split. Bro was peeking too much. Not gonna lie. ना क्या बोलता है मेरा पिकम्स तो किधर से प्रीमियर नहीं स्पोर्ट्स पिकम्स playoff still possible. They have to मैंने सच बोला wait it happened but RRQ lost इधर Gen.G गया G2 आ गया है G2 वर्सेस Fnatic पॉसिबल तो है लेकिन इधर RRQ वर्सेस PRX था but it didn't happen so it's either no it's gonna be Wolves versus PRX no चलेगा भाई मेरा लाइफ to take that what which life I need to take now
And yeah, instantly different pace here coming out. Fast towards elbow, clearing on through. Paranoia late actually. So you can already see that Kai's had a look, but he sees nothing. Very late presence coming out from back to second. Straight on the side, poster. Good denial, but whoa! Just a second! Get out of there!
the hell
Kai comes back around, but we're in a
one more
3-2 now.
अरे
The pressure mounting, you can see it. Just getting into the scratch from in the right. Sense of packing in the pistol.
Another situation where you think Fnatic have got the early win to get around under their belt. Sentinels just stripping away. Boaster, two fantastic kills that stun on the first actually to find Zekken with a right click, but then double it down under so much pressure. But Narrate really stretching his legs.
One enemy remaining. Oh, that was gorgeous. That was
Sockets
gorgeous
okay
from Narrate. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was something quite special.
विनेबल अच्छा है इसको मार उसको अरे
Take the fight to Sentinels. You're on the defending side now.
इतना गंदा क्यों खेल रहे हैं
Narrate
लोग
gonna pick up where he left off, carrying on this sort of fatality, lethality, but also in a classic.
third kill
What is going on, Mike? Are we in deathmatch?
Fnatic seemingly now looking to play a little more aggressively.
वेट कर इधर वेट कर एक मिलेगा तेरे को
Boaster. Put a classic in his
ये गन
hands.
ले बे
Shining right now.
Right? You're not going to do
Besting Zekken twice now.
That's ridiculous. Hello.
if he gets one more
Hello, speed up. Delsis clears him. No more naughtiness for that. To Crashies, who's lingering around middle, maybe able to see if he can get maybe something.
Just say, yeah, can he recover anything?
They've still got the main weaponry. You're looking at it, right? The two bulldogs are still there. It's one sting
Winnable.
down. And Delsis, yeah, right place, right time, and Crashies knife out.
എടുക്കണം എന്തിനാ അത് തേങ്ങ
Discovered for Sen. And I like Fnatic trying something here. You might as well in a round like this.
Absolutely, yeah. So it really comes down to this buy round now. Got to see them get on the board here.
Yeah.
Too late. Be 11 and a broken purchase once more.
Okay. Nice, boys. Come on, let's go.
Stripping away any comfort the Fnatic have even attempted to find. I haven't found it, to be honest with you.
you need to blind that shit man
to say as well, the part being in my mind, this hasn't just been the Zekin
Blind.
show, right? It's everyone else stepping up here. Your Narrate having a great show, Bang being on the money, Zelsis as well, everyone else doing their job.
Fake,
They
baby.
haven't really needed Zekin to be the all singing, all dancing. But now on the attack, obviously with the Neon, this is where we can see it.
They have.
And on the attack to have a
Hey,
round 3
they have
initiator ultimate is huge for Sentinels.
this much area.
Got time. All the pressure on Fnatic in this regard, right? They have to stay on their toes. They can't afford to drop the ball. That pistol round would have been everything. They've been able to drop the rate there. That could have changed the outcome potentially, but he's still slipping through mid.
They have this much control,
Very
which is nice.
secure setup here for
EABA.
Yeah, all that info off of
Alpha's got to be careful.
Yeah, great paranoia, but still alive is Sen. You're right to take down Alpha. and
Please
that
take the backside, bro. Please.
goes that ult we were talking about.
मार्च देगा बंचो सच में बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
For the site, but back to back. Poster and Kron devastated.
Crashes down to 11 HP. Fnatic have to give this up now.
There's no way back in. The flank irrelevant. Planted. This is unreal. Sen looks so comfortable here.
Fnatic look a little lost, to be honest with you.
They do. And have we seen timeouts yet?
See just the one from Fnatic very early on.
Love to see another.
But this setup here, it was both Chronicle and Alpha, but Alpha's posted up close and personal with his utility.
Bro, you have this control, Machas. Take that thing, use it. इधर fight करना क्या फायदा है? I don't understand, bro. You just need to wall this shit up. Just take this control. करना by fight. उनके पास breach है क्या? हाँ, breach. They have a breach, but still it's okay. Just stun, bro. You can probably recon stun like इधर से stun नहीं दे पाएगा ना.
5 alive. Yep. 2 rifles maintained here for Fnatic.
यार कितना मुझे लो दे दे.
Back in and that. I mean, the only saving grace being that they've held on to 2 of those rifles because the money. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Alpha. I mean, again, in that situation, if you're there, you have to commit towards the kill. You back up, you're dead regardless. But with the reveal through the near side, just can't find Zekin. Painting a silhouette around him.
All right, it's kind of crunch time, right? It feels like we've gone here with a bit of a whimper.
Again is crumble by. नहीं पता. ये मरेगा भाई. हिच में ये मर जाएगा.
Striding through the map.
നല്ല ദേഷ്യം വരുന്നുണ്ട് എന്താ എനിക്ക് അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ പണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
Nice, set into motion there. Zekin goes down and maybe still a chance to get some control in this one. Oh, that's lovely. Kayak just a shot through the smoke. He'll take that every day of the week.
Now backing away, conceding this space.
But I don't like this setup very much. I think Cypher could hold it alone now. He walled it. Or Hyper could hold this angle, I would say. ये trap है तो इधर से कुछ करना यार. Support देने का कोई फायदा नहीं. ये Cypher could play here easily. इधर भी खेल पाएगा, इधर भी खेल पाएगा. नहीं, I would say इधर खेलो. If you wanna watch this angle, and this angle, bro, it's gonna be easy.
Didn't quite connect, but the shot does. Zelsis carving apart.
He's dead, boss.
Fnatic looks silly.
You want to see the chatting, bro?
Fnatic with Sentinels able to course correct here. Now find themselves a body to the good in the post.
Where's my guy, bro?
Zelsis just nutmegging them straight up middle. Not a chance. And now they've got to try and fight it back in, right? But you've got Chronicle and Alpha. Not really easy to bring this utility in. Double stacked up on the site. Try and get themselves
Ain't gonna win that round, bro. You got a 4th bullet.
Alpha making a go of it, but Zelsis does so well. Down to the 1v1, but time is running low. John QT calm under pressure. Kron, same sort of thing.
He's got the half.
Going. Kron, you absolute madman!
Second time. कल भी हुआ.
Trying to bait out the steps here.
कल भी हुआ.
Chronicle doesn't back down.
See again, see this.
With the diffuse.
To do that at that score.
See this guy's reaction, man.
Oh, he just sticked on. Lol.
Trying to bait out the steps here, but Chronicle doesn't.
Like, you can stick against this guy, man. It never gives a shit, bro. It's like ले ले भाई डिफिस तो कर कोई फर्क नहीं करो.
Fnatic cling to life here on Sunset. Actually, again, we're seeing further aggression, or at least probes sent out by Fnatic. No reward just yet.
Going again, we do have the owl drone. Having a glance.
Really nice.
Just make it past the wall.
Breach का info है so they can. Nice read bro.
Good damage here. Oh, just caught.
Just below the door.
Oh, that's a nightmare, isn't it? Trying to back away towards market.
Really got Chronicle's utility now to rely on. This wall committed towards mid, so Sentinel's plenty of options. Actually drawn out for
They're gonna do this thing I think. इधर stun करके push करना साध्यता है. नहीं जाएगा इधर से. I don't think they're gonna push this thing. They're gonna push the cipher. I'm sure. I called it bro. पता है मेरे को है. Easy. Okay, he will die. He will get one. Definitely. Nice one bro. इधर ही आएगा. B आएगा. B आएगा. Alt करेगा ओमेन. He got the info that two guys are rotating from here. He's gonna go B. Okay, sound मिला. अच्छा. ठीक है. Good shit. Remap पे देखा ना लोटे. Okay. Nice round. Oh.
In the 2v2 here. Bang and Zelsis. Zelsis takes the head off of Crashies, leaving just Kayak, the young gun. Good for it on one. Looking for a second. He's got it. Kayak, you can doubt him all you want.
Good shit man. What did that? What? Check.
This Kayak with the Red Bull clutch.
Got it bro.
6 on the board now for Fnatic.
That was nice shit actually.
In the finest of margins, and Crashies a little
I like the thing he gave the stun here and stun करके इधर से आके मारा.
but the bounce on that stun, outrageous from Kayak.
Wait, I wanna really know who was that guy bro. Nice time out.
It's a learning lesson with him, really, as we go along. What is his capabilities? At this point, I think a lot of us saw on the socials he wasn't feeling his best.
I want Fnatic. Bro, what's this? What are the exchanges bro? Transactions. Demox, Zed, Eric, Joel, 16. There was one guy bro. Sayonara, yeah, ये बंदा. क्या हुआ इसको? He is 16 year old. ये बंदा 16 year है. It was nice bro. This guy is 16 year old. Sayonara. अले. Nah. He's 16 or 15 years old. 17. देख भाई 16 years. क्या मैं हिंदी क्यों? नहीं देंगे हिंदी हम सारी करना. Again my trap bro. People use my trap so often. ये मेरा trap नहीं है. I know it. Because people usually put some stun. I mean stun नहीं after show. I get it. That's why I don't use it. Clear there. Clear car bro. Clear car bro. Please clear that with your out drone. You have a drone. Okay.
They think they got something, and Crashes catches, encourages the counter swing. Nice little 1-2 punch at the top of middle. Well
No.
Fnatic in that one. Good timing as well to punish Celsius on the left. Fnatic.
How?
Sorry, did you suddenly just get given the sense?
Just read everything
they were about to do.
You kill it.
Crazy to see Fnatic
This kill.
with a round like this. Actually, Chronicle creeping all the way into spawn, but John QT
Oh,
sharp
oh.
to it.
The fuck was that kill, man?
I mean, it's such a fantastic read. The setup was beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm honestly a little stunned at it, but as it stands,
Beautiful. Bro.
let's play this out. 30 seconds left.
I really want to know, bro. कैसे मिला? There was no camera. Hey, why does he look like Venga, bro? Crashes.
Money a little weird for Sentinels. QT sat at 4,500 and Zelsis actually at 33, so they'll be able to pass some weaponry across the board, but that'll be 7
more needed.
Fnatic clawing their way back into Sunset.
Oh, fine. But minimap में देख भाई ये इधर आया. Doesn't make any sense. That's what I was looking for. Like it was like this in minimap, so somewhere red ping. So they're gonna take mid again. They're gonna take mid, but I don't think they're gonna go back here again. So they'll be like doing some shit like maybe take this thing. We take with this neon, get this kill guy. It's B. Trust me, it's good. They're gonna be. Camera thoda nahi ye jayega. But they haven't got any info where they're playing. Okay, nice. We'll stun them. Bullshit.
Taking the boxes here, protocol list wise. Again, Sentinel finding it hard to get a grip on where Fnatic are.
Sentinel's just desperate for a fight somewhere.
The discipline's not going to be giving that up from Fnatic. They've been playing this slow and steady pace.
Second happy to entertain the idea regardless. Now 45 seconds on, waiting for some of those cooldowns.
Camera oddichu sound eduthu. He's gonna give a stun here in 10 seconds or something. He's gonna take this thing. He's gonna smoke off this thing. Smoke this thing. They're gonna get it. He's gonna give a. He should give a stun here, bro. Then only he can do.
They're gonna have to make a run for this one. Zek's found Kayak. Oh my god, Poster gets away with it. Still standing. Got his paranoia. Got the TP.
Damn.
Gets out of there. Next player coming in. Narrate gets caught. Alpha control on the back line. 10 seconds. Poster buying time. Seconds. Springs forward. Zels is trying to make this happen.
Nice round, right?
Seconds though. They are running out of time. Zels has to plant and they are closing in.
Well played, bro. That's it.
About the clock for Fnatic, but worked to perfection here. And it's only due to having that third.
HyperX. ഇതെന്താ സാധനം ഫാൻ ആയിരുന്നു ബാക്ക് ആണ് crazy
But this TP back as well, it forces Sentinels to hesitate. They have to hard clear. I mean, Decken makes handy work of it, but like I said, it's the clock then that suits Fnatic. Nobody has to swing onto these
time on to make
a move.
This is actually the sixth. That was
no purpose, bro. Waste.
just the stinger in the back pocket. But now you can see already most are up for the challenge.
Crazy, man.
Back towards middle, and they're going to go for a higher tempo piece towards B.
This is me, bro. This is Kubo. I peaked like this so many times and I died. This trap is gonna cost them a lot. So far.
She's alive. I thought he was on a platter, but the pacing here isn't quite high tempo enough. They've got a complete free sight. Alpha's still here. Oh! The wonder kid is ever! Slaps the rate away from it. And now down to 3. That part doesn't feel comfortable yet. Got to wait out the op from Crashies. They still got more.
80 low.
40 seconds. Second attempt.
क्या मारा बे फैंडम से? It was 25 HP. I mean 25 shield. Bro is learning that in custom. Hell did happen? Man. Scene. Scene. What 200 hours in custom looks like, bro.
And Fnatic now.
5 rounds, Mike.
Knocking on the door.
5 rounds in a row. Sentinels don't like that one.
Fnatic have actually still got the timeout as well. And Fnatic now.
What was the reaction?
How was Alpha?
Oh! Again! Nelsis trying to get active to find something.
Oh, Alpha's just on it again! Oh! Probably a second time out here from Sen.
Ridiculous from Alpha. I mean, the first one crucial just to slow down the hit.
How important vibes/mental is.
It's exactly the same. Just disgusting.
Some crazy tracking, bro.
Well, no, I'll admit it.
Fnatic. You wanted Sen, I know you did.
Wait, you went for Fnatic?
Actually, what I learned from this map is that he can make this map defensive if you have a Viper, but attacking me zero. Defense if you have Viper, but I would still recommend Viper to play here and Soba to play here. 3 players play A side. I don't know why I feel like that. 3 should play B, bro. 1 guy play here. Ye dekhte hain. Cover this guy and should play from here, bro. Watching this and this. Put a trap somewhere like here maybe. And nice one, right?
Second, he's had a hard game here, I'm going to be honest, and that's rare to say because I feel like Zekan's one of those consistent high achievers. He's struggling with that and another deep.
ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു വന്നത് ഇവിടെ ഒരു ട്രാപ്പ് ഇടുക, ഇവിടെയും ഒരു ട്രാപ്പ് ഇടുക, എന്നിട്ട് വൈപ്പറിനെ ഇവിടെ കളിപ്പിക്കുക, ഇവിടെ കളിപ്പിക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് ഇവിടെ ക്യാം ഇട്ടത് വാച്ച് ചെയ്യുക, ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ട് ഇവിടെ 3 പേരും കളിക്കുക. അങ്ങനെ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചു നൈസായിരിക്കും.
Slow, cautious in approach here, but Kaya confident his teammates got his back here.
Reaction, bro.
Ticking, right? There's the trade out, the paranoia not to be able to be worked upon there, sent through. Fnatic got to get moving, Sen with an opportunity now. Layered utility well, but Chronicle catching 2 sleeping. Why is no one looking at Chronicle? Banana right back in the headlights. He's going to know where they are, but Crashy's sticking on the defuse here. Swing! Oh, and he doesn't miss! Defuse! Oh, just misses out!
It would have needed an ace from the raid. The Crashies has to make a move here. The Red Bull clutch going in Sentinel's favour to find 12.
I know exactly. God, Kron does it on one side, Narrate does it on the other, just too late. You see even Narrate unsure, hand shaking for a second, but then he's up. Knows what he's done. He's got Sen to 12, breaking that momentum. Sentinel's back, looking ready for this, but they've got to keep going now.
ये समझ नहीं आ रहा भाई, 2 people 3 MousePad you can GG.
Poetic for Narrate to be the one doing this. Finding comfort out in America. Alpha does sell Sis. Crashy's now got bodies in front of him abounding. Zeka gonna take away the sight. Plant now next. You're down to 2. Kron and Alpha. Big names. Same to be said on the other side. 4 players waiting. Sentinels 2 kills away from map 1 under the belt. Waiting. Alpha. Contact made.
Okay.
Breakdown. Next layer has to come in.
Count.
Join together. Playing in unison now. 1 right, 2 left. Kron Has a little look, 5-1 close, waits for the swing. Now we're going to need a magic moment from Alpha. 6 bullets and the time's not on his side, but second, 12 HP.
He's misread this.
Oh my god, second is absolutely ice. God damn. Goal! Beautifully done from second. Didn't fall for it for a second. At 13-9, SEN claim map 1.
പോടെ ബ്രോ കാണണ്ട. അടുത്ത ആപ്പ് ഏതാണ്? പ്രതീക്ഷ ഉണ്ടാക്കട്ടെ. പുള്ളി ആക്സെന്റ് എന്തിന്റെ ആക്സെന്റ് എന്തിന്റെ കാര്യം ആക്സെന്റ് should I watch it, man? And I'm confused. കാണാ വേണ്ടേ? എന്തൊക്കെ ചെയ്യണോ? എന്ത് ചെയ്യണോ ബ്രോ? What should I do?
And now Fnatic are probably gonna have to go attack side ascent with double senti. So we'll see. They might be down again.
സമയം 2 മണിയായിരിക്കും.
I think we are gonna start seeing people. Did he ult? He ulted eventually, yeah. They just eventually ulted B main. But again, it's just one of those things that, again, it makes no sense, right? It's horrible ult management from Fnatic. Like, when did he get this ult online?
ശരിയാണ്, ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചില്ല അൾട്ടി എന്തായിട്ട്.
So he got this ult online at 11:07. I didn't use it till.
I think they are keeping the momentum. I think doing it. The momentum keep it very well. But bro, the worst thing was they lost the pistol round.
So he gets it at 11.
नहीं करना था वे वो.
Round 19.
It's the worst thing that happened.
So we're just saving it for 4 rounds, and he could get another ult on that.
What am I searching?
And just to do an ult that we could have done at any point, right? There is no special source to this. It's just a fucking.
7 kills. So you got 2 out there, and 3 out there, like 3% 2 rounds. Yeah. So.
Unlucky, Fnatic, you weren't playing Gen G. Unlucky. I mean, I don't think they'll be too, like, down about it, because they are legitimately not that good at this map, but... See, this timeline doesn't really tell the story of this game, does it? It didn't feel like this. I mean, it ended 13-9, but it felt different, didn't it? VFL still down.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it, bro. Alpha plays good. Yesterday वो carry कर दिया. पता नहीं आज क्या होगा.
Not great. Honestly, not great.
What is that looks thing?
Said did with both pistols, yeah, but it's the way she goes sometimes.
I am the very much.
Who do I want to win as a wolf?
Wait a minute, bro. मेरा pickums में wolves नहीं है. I kicked them out here.
I'm not actually sure.
But
Probably pretty close.
but wolves are actually out here, bro.
To be honest, I'm scared of neither. Give me, well, I mean, if I'm being truthfully honest, I don't think either of them will make the grand final, and that's the only way.
Incorrect.
Wolves.
Correct. Correct ऐसे bro. Okay.
You want to watch Fnatic G2? Fnatic G2 would be better for the neutral, I think. You know, I've seen G2 play. Like if G2 ended up
I said this
beating
correct, bro. ഞാൻ correct ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ correct വിളിച്ചു.
that would be quite dull, I think.
അക്ഷരം bro. ഹായ് മച്ചാ. ആരാ? ഇത് കാരുടെ ഇല്ല കാജി.
But I've seen enough G2 Sen.
So I am
Slowest
predicting.
game of all time, true.
Here TRX आएगा. Wolves इधर जाएगा. नहीं, इधर नहीं जा पाएगा. Wolves will go here
That would
only.
be somewhat interesting. G2 don't always play that
I
style.
believe in Fnatic, bro. Come on, you got this. Fnatic.
Fnatic do. G2 don't.
And TRX wins, bro. That's easy, no?
Alright, clutch.
That's gonna be easy. You saw every car in മനസ്സിലാവില്ല സത്യം പറയാനില്ല സോറി.
Oh dear. What shall we do?
Kone Abu. Kone pe ye.
Honestly, I might go and get some Weetabix. Because I am getting a little hungry. Play daily. Let's scram. Wait, camera.
The hell is my guy doing, bro?
We close out those last couple rounds.
Thank you very much.
I hate Kaplan. This is not Kaplan, right? अरे इसका नाम क्या था? What was this guy's name? Sorry, I forgot. It was Kaplan, no? वो पीछे वाला. हाँ, it's Kaplan. Damn, looks cool, bro. GG EC dub for some EMA trash. Yeah, man. Nah, bro. SEN will lose this. Trust me, right?
It's an incredible play from him, but also a huge misplay for the side of Fnatic. They think that in this 5v2 situation, everything is already won for them. But
Fina's gonna win it, bro. Sorry, SEN is gonna lose. Trust me, man.
Narrate finds the perfect spacing to isolate all of those fights to get very favorable fights for himself. And
Damn, first round, hello. Raging Chaos on first.
His first tier 1 opportunity was in EMEA, playing with Carmine Core. He was familiar playing against this Fnatic team. Then, now back in North America at the tier 1 level, showing up to a global event after their
SEN is gonna lose for real. I'm sure you shouldn't be saying GG EC dub for SEN, bro. No, Fnatic is gonna come back. And third map is what's the third map, bro? Third map, bro, what the fuck? The third map is Icebox. Accent, bro. Fuck it. Ascent. Sorry. Why is it coming accent, बच्चा? Ascent में SEN जीत जाएगा. For sure, SEN will win it. नहीं, SEN नहीं, Fnatic. अबे, Fnatic will win it. इसमें, I don't know. It depends on Chronicle. It's a more Viper-oriented map. He has to do some pretty shit now. And Alpha is gonna play KJ. Wait, does he play Chamber or KJ on Icebox? किधर से मिलेगा? इसमें नहीं खेला, इसमें भी नहीं खेला, इसमें खेला. They have Sage. Teho नहीं खेलेगा ना? खेल पाएगा because Teho got nerfed if I'm not wrong. They're using the new patch for it or नहीं? हाँ, नया patch use कर रहा है. Using a new patch. Bro, what should I do? Should I go?
What do you think that conversation's like for Fnatic?
The conversation right now is let's forget about the rounds that we almost win. Let's focus on what's literally ahead of us. Is thinking about SEN, thinking about everything else that they still have to show us for this map.
All right, well, let's actually get.
I don't think this is going to be the calm for it. It's been like 1 month, so definitely they would have changed it, bro. It's gonna be something different. Probably they will change Teho with Soba definitely. Endgame. अरे ये पूरा change करना पड़ेगा इनको. I don't think Teho will be there, bro. It used to be in all patch.
And I thought we would throw them a little bit of a curveball and see how it plans out, you know?
Well, I hope it goes in your favor. Thank you very much and good luck.
And I think everyone in Toronto feels the same way because
I think I am going, bro. By Sona, I need to sleep actually. It's 2 p.m. I need to wake up at 6 and study, man. Tomorrow, there's no class today, but I want to study. I have to do my fucking J thing. Okay, let's do one thing.
And it was the same to be said last time he played this map.
Yeah, absolutely. The question is, what is Sentinels going to
One
change
करेगा,
if
चलेगा.
ever, right? Is Narrow going to stay in that Techo? We saw G2 earlier just going back to something that was comfortable for them and putting the Techo back in. I don't know if the plan is going to be the same for Sentinels, but someone else that I'm looking at and someone that Coach Kaplan was speaking about was Celsius. Him on that Vice, I think that if someone has a page of Fnatic's book or possibly have in this map is Sentinels.
This has never been an amazing map for SEN, at least for this core of the team. But when you look back at last
How
year,
many views did we get?
they were running a double controller comp, the Cypher Deadlock that became pretty popular in North America during that time. And I'm interested if they want to take any notes out of that one. I've loved the double Senti looks that a lot of different teams
34 views are bro,
have
crazy,
shown on
right?
the map. So if they have something new, I would expect it to be some variant of the double Sentinel.
And you want to talk about the run that this team has had, Sentinels on.
Sen is playing Teho KO.
Pretty, right? 2-1, not all that bad. They haven't played it here, so we're gonna see what we end up getting.
Thank me later. Okay. मैंने बोला बे चेंबर खेलेगा सोवा खेलेगा I mean, I already knew it, so it's weak.
But very important as well, you know that the chances of you picking this map and you starting on the attack are like, let's say 95%, okay? Some people, especially if it's a pick, if it's the last one, maybe it changes. But we saw what Fnatic were able to do in their attack, a lot of that aggression on mid, all of those straight denials that this composition offers.
Fnatic, or excuse me, Sentinels got kind of obliterated by Paper X in their post plants when they played against them in the uppers. They were getting caught off guard by players.
येल्ला पेट्टी hidden gem of booda देखना है मैं अभी देख के I'm not watching this map, sorry. I mean watching it, bro. मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ. I don't know watch it. I'm not watching it, guys. Bye bye, good night. 3 AM, it's gonna be too much late for me.